sometimes we tell him what we want, or we say, okay, now we would have to know to be a little more round, or now we're going to have to become even a little bit more active. Now we have to become even a little bit more impulsive. They don't know it unless we say it.
Right.
You know, and what you then want to have to feel is you say, you don't want to be afraid to go that extra step. It will sometimes, when nicely underneath from that walk and trot on. Make a large circle once. Good. Now keep your rein in front of you and hold that connection. Don't be afraid of it. So when he steps a little against it, you have a good feel to change it a little when you feel it. But then you always want to know you could ride into it, and he gradually learns how to bend himself. This is already a nice outline, so don't change it much. Now just keep your impulsion level. But try to make sure your reins don't get longer every single round. You know, and that happens sometimes. The reins kind of just slither a little bit away because the horse puts himself a little bit against the contact, and the rider's hands are a little open, then the reins just crawl a little bit away from you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You have to keep those fingers a little shut. The reason why is because then you can feel when he pushes himself a little against you. And in the moment he does that, it's not a big deal. But in that moment, you keep yourself close and you put a little bit more leg on, so he kind of learns that when you put your leg on, they say, don't pull away from me. Keep your haunches and your front working. That was perfectly done there. That's wonderful, Emily. Do you understand? So in the moment you feel it, keep your hands a little close. Say, come on. Keep those haunches coming along. Because it is, even though in his very beautiful way of travel, he wants to become a fraction disconnected behind your saddle. Okay? So stay straight ahead with that. Very nice. That's a very beautiful outline already. Very good, I like that. Starting at A, serpentine, 4 loops. So you have 2 loops on either side of X. So it's a little bit to keep his frame the nice way. And you have to ride your curvature and a straight line in between. And then again a new curvature and your straight line in between. So you have to ride on both ends. Keep them round and keep them stepping under you. Not running through the turn, leaning like a motorcycle. Make them stand vertical more. Nice and straight in between. Go brrr. That's called half halt. Do you understand? Because you rode that serpentine without any. Go straight. You want to know that every time you start leaving the rail, for that straightish line in between, because remember you have 20 meters straight. So, you know, and of course it will be a little less than that because you have a curvature and then straight. But in that straightness, you want to balance that horse a little bit. And it's not stopping, it's just balancing his straightness. Very nice trot. 1, 2, 1, 2. Awesome. Very well done. And we do the serpentine again, starting now from here. So remember, your first loop is a little bit before R and S, second one E to B, and then you do the same on the other side. Bendable. Now balance it round and continue. Yeah. And you bend the boat, now balance it and continue. Very well written. Yes, and again you balance it and you go to the new direction. Much better. Go straight ahead. And again, on the straight line, talk to yourself or ask yourself, is he still connected? Is he round? Is he active? Yeah. When you put your leg on, is he pushing against you? Or is he just nicely round going forward, okay? That's it. Straight ahead this time. At E, a 10-meter circle. Nicely your leg on, and you keep both sides of the horse controlled. And the leg says, stay active underneath me in that circle. Yeah, in that circle. In that circle. Good job, and straight. Very good. Keep that roundness to your corners. And a bit from your hunches to the front. A little bit rounder again, just a little. Could you flex a tiny bit right? Could you? Now can you straighten and could you flex a very little bit left? Not losing your right rein while you're doing it. You see he's leaning a little left, so push your left leg a little on. So he steps onto your right rein and not leaning to the left like a motorcycle. Yeah, there you go. That is correct. And you want to feel that a little through your corners, down the wall, and now you do a little shoulder in from F. Thinking of that left leg so he doesn't lean inward, he just stands vertical upright into your outside rein. That is correct. Very good riding. Yeah, and it's not always perfect, but you're doing wonderful. Straighten, and then change rein on the diagonal line. But keeping that balance, keeping that energy, keeping that activity. Good. And now ask him to go a little forward. And you say, wow, very nice, super. And now you come a little back into that left rein and bendability. Good. Round. On the long side, could you flex him a tiny bit left while you go straight ahead? Could you? On the wall. Now a little straightening and keep him straight, because to the right he wants to do it by himself. You see he is tilting in that moment, you understand? So again use your right leg to step him forward to that right rein. Yes. And he has to be supple on both sides. Yeah, good job. Very good. At E, a 10-meter circle. So again, you're riding nice and round to both reins. So your inner leg says stay vertical upright in front of me, so you stay on both reins. Then you do your circle from your inner leg on the girth. So it's not a shorter horse, it's a bending horse. Yeah, don't lose your hunches. And straight. Good job. Straight with your frame in front of you. So he doesn't learn that he just did shorter on that right rein because you're holding it only. You make him supple left. Make him supple a little left. The outside rein. Then straighten him again into your inside, so that he doesn't think he has to avoid it, but you want him to step into it. Good. You want him to reach into both sides. Good job. And now do a little shoulder in. So your inner leg just keeps him straighter forward, just a little positioning. Yeah, that's plenty. Very well done, Emily. And straight ahead. Well done. Good job. Again, a very little bit. Say, when I touch you on your left, do you relax a little down and round? When I touch you a little on the right, are you relaxing round and down? Yeah, not tilting. Good, just suppling. Good job. Very nice. You always want to be able to do that. There's nothing wrong with your training, okay? Again, straight, a little flexion left. So we go back a little bit, knowing that you can point the shoulder a little to the rail slightly with that flexion, so he doesn't tilt. And straight ahead, because it's the shoulder falling right, which makes that tilt on your right. Straighten them to the left. There. Now straighten, not turning them more. Just straighten. Good. Now let that contact become equal as much as you can. Circle it B and E. Just know that it can be even. And trot a little forward. Trot. Perfect. Now you can say, okay, easy. And then again, trot a little forward. Good, very nice. And come a little bit back. Good job. and trot a little forward, so he steps into both reins. Doesn't matter. And trot again, doesn't make a difference. That's totally normal. Keep your lower leg under girth a little there. That's it. Good job. And go straight. Yeah. After the short side, leg heel from the corner to the center line. So you position very slight straight, very little left flexion, very little, so little you don't even know it. That's it. And now move them over to the side. And a little straightening, watch it, and move the hunches in the front over to the same side and turn left. You see how there is that little tiny tilt?
Yeah.
But it's just very little really. But stay again vertical upright. Can you flex a little to the right with your left leg, keeping them on the fence with your hunches? And then straighten them again from your left leg up. Good. And now you leg heel from F to the center line. And again, it's the straightness you're seeking, very slight positioning, and then you let them travel forward sideways. Awesome. Beautiful. Very well done, Emily. Fantastic. Turn right and make them stretch a little down. Very well written. Yes. A little downward. Remember how picky I am with this. A little rounder, stay vertical, and don't go slower. 1, 2, 1, 2. And keep a tiny bit that left shoulder and rein in the same line. There you go. Now a little deeper the neck, but keep your lower leg in front. Don't fall over his head. He has to reach a little down, and a little out, and a little down. I want him to just relax the pole down and forward the nose. A little lower. He's not, there you go. He's still a little cheating. Make him flex a tiny bit to the outside for a second. Very little. Remember, always small. Small amounts go a long way. And trot forward so you don't balance yourself on your own knuckles on the left. There. Now, straighten it a tiny bit. Good job. Downward and walk. You see, he has to learn the right way. It's also good to reach into, yeah? Long way in a moment. That's it. Nice and forward to a good connection. Don't ever get bored of writing something precise. You know, nice precision, nice straightness, underbit nicely. All that is good. Yeah. And now we prepare again a little bit roundish a walk, and then we turn, say by letter S to right, to R, and we do a turn on the haunches to the right. So remember what we did yesterday.
Oh, I remember.
Yes. Nice and round on the bit. A little tiny bit of a flexion, preparation of your walk. And take the hind leg under you, control the shoulder. That's it. Hey, much better. And straight ahead. Just walk straight, turn right by the wall, no turn on the haunches, just a nice normal turn. Now you turn again at H. Bendable, make them bend, and we do one more. And then this time show me a little bit more that you can have a little bit that right look. No, I don't want it. Your rein walks like you're walking on a long rein. Turn right, walk on, just walk, walk. Because your horse is not really uphill connected, so do a little bit more uphill walking from B to E. Make them a little tiny bit rounder. Step them up with the haunches to the bit. Make the bit a little bit more stay with you. Otherwise she just walks away. Collect a tiny bit. Just make a normal turn. Collecting. Then you want to make them go into a halt. Walk. Now use your left rein. Make them shorter. A a little shorter, but round, shorter. Now make a right turn. Now keep that shorter horse going to the bit. The shorter horse walks to the bit. Now you have the right outline. Now you see bendable behind me, shorter. Yeah, and then you turn. Good job. Walk, walk. That type of walk again, okay? And now this time you do the turn on the haunches again before the long side. Walking on the other wall. Turning with that same walk. Walk forward. On the bit. On the bit. Round. On the bit. On the bit. That's it. On the bit. On the bit. Don't run away. And walk. You just keep going. Do it one more time. You have to feel like your horse is walking. That's not a problem. But you want to have a little bit more bendability behind you and in front of you. Otherwise it's not a turn on the haunches. Otherwise it's just a turnaround. You understand? Now turn right on the long side. Now do a little traverse, haunches in. Can you bend? And bend in front as well. And he's on the bit. On both reins. That's not haunches in. Bend him. Bend him. There you go. Bend him. And walk forward. So now what do you think what leg makes a bend?
What leg makes the
Both
bend?
legs.
Oh, yeah.
Both legs.
Yeah.
The inner leg has to make sure that the shoulder stays on the track. So now do that again. Your inner leg has to stay uphill to both reins, and the outside leg says deviate with your hind leg. Now make them bend more behind you, and bend them a little more in front of you. I want to see it. Now he falls off the rail. Bend him. That's just an angle. That looks like a leg healing. Bend him. There you go. Bend him. A little more. That's it. Now in that angle, keep the front bending also. And now walk straight. Now come on the center line, because that is necessary for you to do a correct turn on the haunches, which later on becomes a pirouette, and later on becomes a canter pirouette. Straight ahead, now haunches in. Correct. Now put the neck in around the spot, but keep the haunches going sideways. The haunches have to cross sideways. The forehand comes to me, but the neck in front of that chest. Haunches go sideways. They're not going sideways anymore. Now they're going sideways, but keep the shoulder on the rail, on the center line. Haunches have to cross. There you go, and turn right. Now you started to do haunches in. Do you understand? The haunches have to have a sideways action. In a traverse, the haunches cross sideways. In the shoulder, in the front legs cross sideways. Yours were not crossing sideways. You were doing only a leg healing. So now make a 10, yeah? Okay, go ahead, do that, keep it. Go straight ahead, with that horse's shoulder off, on the rail and the haunches off the track. Bending him. Yeah, you're doing good. Bend him, that's training him. Bend him again. That's it, and go straight, well done. That is important. Center line again, we do it again. You have to make sure he can look straight, he can have a little bendability and haunches in. You have to keep them every step. That outside hind leg has to step forward to the inside of your front leg. To the inside of your front leg. Yeah, to the inside of your front leg. It keeps it there. Yes, a little more. Inside of your front leg. Yeah. Keep going, it's okay. Inside of your front leg. Make them go that way. There you go. The shoulder goes this way. Hind leg go that way. There you go. And bend them. Shoulder stay that way. Hind leg go that way. Do it again. You understand? Okay. Right, this time a 10-meter circle or an 8-meter circle maybe even. Make a smaller circle while you bend them. And remember, it's longer the frame, it's more harder it is to keep control over your shoulder. It has nothing to do with pulling, it has to be with rounding. Now keep that bending. Now hunches in and sit right. Come on, take the hunches away. And keep your inner leg there, but take the hunches away. Put them under, no, don't turn yourself to the right, just sit straight. There you go. Now hunches in. You literally feel like your hip on the inside is To the right side. Just in again. You're doing a good job. Don't worry. That's really learning and training. Good. And go straight ahead. Now come back one more time on the center line. And do it one more time. Bending. Now the right leg keeps the shoulder left, the hunches keep the shoulder right. The right leg keeps the shoulder left, the left leg keeps the hunches right. That's it. Now keep that bending, but straighten them a little bit. And now do the turn on the hunches in a little bit of a larger scale with a bending front, and then keep the hunches bending. And now do a turn on the hunches. Bending, half halt bending, hunches, now hunches in again. Straight ahead. Hunches in. You go parallel, hunches in, bending, now a little straighter. Now do the turn on the hunches again, and as soon as you face the other direction, you go again, hunches in. Hunches in, now bending, hunches in. Bend right, in front and behind. There you go. That's it, bend more. Bending. Yeah, good girl. Bending. Keep the front looking, keep the hind leg looking. Now we're very little less than that, but keep that all in mind. Do a turn on the hunches again. While he's bending, while he's working, while he's turning, now hunches in. That's the idea. Do you understand? That's a very good way to train it, okay? Now straighten, and now turn just to the left. And now walk forward. And now we pick up again your trot. Because you do it only for so long, okay? But you have to train it so he understands what it is, yeah? It's very important. Now trot and go. Yeah. Really nicely moving. Good job. Into the bit. It will all change also and really trains also your contact. It has all the same components. That's a beautiful trot. Excellent. Wonderful. Very nice, Emily. Super, look at you. Yeah. Super. Now write a circle at B. And we pick up the canter. Oh, very nice. Keep that, all that same horse. That bendability, Emily, is what you have to train. The bendability is also straight. That is all related. Very good. Yes. Keep the roundness. Very little correcting, making sure he doesn't get longer. He just stays round on both reins, on both legs. Good. Medium canter. Good job. And collect your canter. With the leg on, and again, bendability. Yeah. Good job. Around. Good girl. Very good. And again, collecting. Yes. Very nice. Change rein to the half rein, go to B. And then on that canter is then, of course, the counter canter, right? So just ride it on the bit, nice and round, collect a little. He has to have a little bit roundness behind and in front. Good. That's it, collectible. Good job. Good job. That's it. Well done. And again, a little rounding. Can you show me? I have to see as a 5-year-old he's collectible. Now make a large circle. The 5-year-old doesn't have to yet collect, but I have to see he is collectible. And now a little dad is collectible. Do you understand? You have to show it to me. Otherwise I say, well, he's a good mover, but how do I know it's collectible? That's it. Very nice. Super. And that horse you can walk. Collectible. Then you walk. Very well done. Give him a pat on the neck. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's good just to ride around. Well, everyone can do that on a nice horse. But you have to show me that you can also make it collectible.